Alberto, ¿qué pasa?
Who was that, Sanchez?
El hombre de telefono. He come to fix your phone.
I wasn't aware there was anything wrong with it.
Oh, there's nothing wrong with it, but today is the first of the month, see?
What's that got to do with it?
Oh, you don't know? Oh, I explain. Alberto is not the real hombre de telefono. He's different.
Different?
See, Alberto is how you say? Alberto is a bugger.
I see. Would you mind repeating that?
Alberto is a bugger. See, he come to put a bug in your office.
Oh, that sort of bug.
See, is there another sort?
Well, if it is true...
It's true?
I'd like to see Major Willoughby Gore in my office immediately.
Okay, I'll get him. Oh, pardonme, Excellencia. It's not possible he's not here.
Why not?
Because today is Wednesday afternoon and everybody know... Oh, hostia.
Knows what?
Is half-day closing, see?
No, not for Major Willoughby Gore. So where's he gone and for what particular reason?
Salud, Caramia.
Chin chin, Major.
I don't know how I'd keep my sanity in this lousy little country of yours if it wasn't for these regular Wednesday afternoon tete-a-tetes. I hope you enjoy them, too.
Si, sure. Great. Magnifico.
Yes, it must have come as quite a surprise to you to find out that, contrary to popular opinion, a typical Englishman can be as macho cavallero as any of your local studs.
Which typical Englishman?
Me, of course.
Si, of course.
Englishmen don't come any more typical than me, you know.
They don't?
No.
Now I understand.
Now you understand what?
Why the English women get so many headaches.
Eh?
It is late. I have much work to do.
Yeah, well, hang on. I didn't get the drift.
Adios, Major. See you soon.
Of course you will, you lovely little Spanish cracker. Oh, just can't believe your luck, can you?
Let me get this straight. Are you saying that the local equivalent of the KGB sends that strange little man round here on the 1st of every month for the sole purpose of planting listening devices all round the consulate?
That's right.
Even though they know we've been onto them for months?
For years. Here's another one. Oh, really, Alberto, not the vase again. You know, when it's this easy, it's just no fun.
Never mind the fun. It's utterly insane. We can't have... Yes.
Hold on.
Just one moment. Harriet Farrington. Yes, the Consul General. You come straight through to me. Oh, it's quite all right, madame. Can I help you? A what? Oh, just a minute. It's the French consulate. The press attaché wants to know if we've got an up-to-date copy of Exchange and Mart, and if so, could he borrow it?
What's that for?
Who knows? Perhaps he wants to exchange his consulate for one in the south of France.
What a lovely idea.
Well, have we got one or not?
Well, I'm sure that Percy's got one. Come to think of it, I know he has. I saw one in the waiting room the other day.
Good.
With a large ring around an advertisement saying, adult literature by mail order.
Adult literature?
Mookie books.
Well, see, that page is missing before we send it round. Hello? Yes, we do appear to have a copy. I'll send it round straight away. Oh, no, it's no trouble, madame. Oh, very well, if you insist. Au revoir. They insist on collecting it themselves.
Oh, well, I better go and find it. Right, now, I hereby declare this office well and truly deloused, debugged, or whatever you care to call it.
How can you be so sure?
Well, Alberto only ever plants 3 bugs per room.
Oh, as I said earlier, this is utterly insane.
Yes, well, I think you've got to be a little bit insane to settle for a career in the Foreign Service.
Oh. And to think I could have had a mock Tudor semi-detached in Surbiton with a massive mortgage and 2.4 children.
Oh, not to mention a husband.
Oh, yes, I'd forgotten about him. Perhaps he's forgotten about me by now.
Well, I better go and find that copy of E&M.
Oh, and tell Percy I want to see him the moment he comes in.
I'll have a word with his secretary.
And another thing, do you know where he goes to on a Wednesday afternoon?
Oh, where he goes to, yes. With whom? No. But I'm working on it.
Oh, to be in Surbiton now that spring is here.
Gangway.
Sorry.
And please do not obstruct the entrance.
Excuse me.
What?
This is the British consulate, is it?
No, it's local bordello.
Pardon?
Of course it's the British consulate. And what do you think that says? Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Ah, yes, of course. I did not see it. Thank you.
Foreigners, places for foreigners, that's all.
Major!
Ah, Miss Fernandez, any messages during my absence?
Si, Miss Farrington. She wants to see you in the office. Pronto.
Well, she'll just have to wait. Just bring your notebook along to the office.
But, Major...
No buts about it. This is urgent. I need you to take something down.
So soon? We've only just come back.
Well, now you mention it. Ah, you again. Yes, Miss Fernandez, that's a very strong lifeline. Carry on. What do you want?
I wish to see the Consul General.
Oh, do you? Well, you're out of luck, amigo. For one thing, she doesn't see every Tom, Dick, and Pancho who turns up on her doorstep.
She's expecting me.
And another, no one sees the Consul General without first seeing me. What do you mean she's expecting you?
My name is Maquis. Gérard Maquis, presse attaché de le consulat français.
You're French.
How very perceptive of you, monsieur.
Major Willoughby Gore. May I ask why you wish to see Miss Farrington?
You may ask, certainly. Now, are you going to tell Madame I'm here, or are you not?
Oh, that's your attitude, is it? Well, you'll just stay there. Miss Farrington, I have a very serious complaint.
Snap.
As you're very well aware, or should be, there are strict procedures for the vetting of foreign visitors.
And as you are very well aware, or should be, our entire conversation is being picked up by the local intelligence services.
What are you talking about? I debugged this room myself a few weeks ago, and until that little Spanish shorthouse turns up on the 1st of the month. This is the 1st of the month.
According to Elmore's almanac, yes.
Oh, my God.
It's all right, Miss Begley's done it.
Good grief, I don't know why it slipped my memory.
Oh, I can. You had other things on your mind.
Did I?
Like your regular Wednesday afternoon visits to room 412, Hotel Toro, Ho Chi Minh Street. For reasons which I can only guess at, but for which I'm sure you have a perfectly reasonable explanation.
Well, how on earth did you... Well, of course I have a perfectly reasonable explanation. I can't think who opened his mouth. Yes, I can, and I'll strangle Sanchez. See, I use that room to meet my intelligence contacts. Intelligence gathering is part of my duty, isn't it?
I wonder if it could just be a coincidence.
What?
Your choice of hotel.
The El Toro. That means bull.
I know.
Well, I don't know what you thought I was doing there.
Well, if this place is anything to go by, you were being filmed, bugged, and generally spied upon by little Alberto and co.
You don't really think so?
Don't you?
Oh, my God. You'll excuse me, I suddenly developed a terrible headache.
I thought you had a complaint,
What?
apart from your headache.
Oh, yes, there's a fellow outside. Says he's from the French consulate. He's got an appointment with you.
Oh, hardly with me. He's just a messenger.
Just a messenger? Then why did he say he was the press attaché?
He what?
I knew there was something shifty about him the moment I set my eyes on him. You just leave him to me.
I'd rather not, Major. Please send him in.
It could be anything. Anybody. It's my responsibility to have him checked out.
And it is my responsibility to avoid a major diplomatic incident with a friendly foreign power.
A friendly foreign... Since when have the French been a friendly foreign power? They hate our guts. They always have, ever since Lord Wellington beat the blazes out of them at the Battle of Trafalgar.
Just send him in, Major.
On your head, be it. I wouldn't trust a froggy as far as I could throw a bucket of beef pork. Right. All entree.
Good afternoon, Miss Farrington.
Oh, good up. Good Lord.
Hello, Harriet. It is so good to see you again.
Gerard. I can hardly believe it.
Believe it, it is I. And I am here. Of course, the moment I discovered that you were the new British Consul General, I came as quick as I could.
Yes?
Tea for two, Excellencia.
Ah, thank you, Sanchez. Put it down there, will you? Monsieur Marquis?
Merci.
Do you want I should be mommy?
No, thank you, Sanchez. I can manage.
Okay. I understand. Tea for two, a dos for two.
A cheerful soul, our Sanchez.
Not to mention a trifle eccentric, perhaps.
Oh, you can talk. What was all that about the exchange and mart?
Oh, I had to think of some a legitimate excuse to come and see you without having to go through official channels. And where else in the earth of this godforsaken country could I possibly hope to find a copy of such a uniquely English publication?
Your logic is as impeccable and as confusing as ever, Gerard. But it is good to see you again. And you haven't changed a bit.
Oh, liar.
Well, just a little bit, perhaps. A little plumper, a little grayer.
A little wiser, too.
Wiser?
More mature, if you like. At least I hope I am. That's why I was so happy when I found out that you were here in this city, just a few streets away.
I've located the exchange. Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't know you had it.
Monsieur Gerard Marquis, this is Miss Begley, my vice-consul admin.
Enchanté, mademoiselle.
Oh, likewise, monsieur.
Monsieur Marquis is the French press attaché, and the exchange and mart is for him.
Oh, yes, of course. Oh, one moment. There you are.
Thank you.
Don't mention it.
Yes, well, thank you, Annie.
Yes. Well, so nice to have made your acquaintance, Monsieur. Au revoir.
Au revoir.
I'm sorry about that. Now, let me see. It was 1 lump of sugar, wasn't it? And a tiny piece of lemon.
But that was only at breakfast, Sherry. It was with milk for afternoon tea.
Oh, yes, of course.
Out to dinner again? This is the 3rd time this week.
Well, what about it? They are old friends.
Yes, but he's also a foreigner.
Oh, for heaven's sake, Percy. You make it sound like an incurable disease.
Well, in a way it is. It can't be much fun to know you're not and never can be an Englishman. What I want to know is what a fella like him sees a woman like her.
I think what I like about you most is your honesty.
Am I to take that as a compliment?
It is more than just a compliment. It is a remarkable achievement in a profession which functions almost entirely upon deceit and deception.
Only if you allow it to. As my old grandmother used to say, there are more ways than one of threading a camel through the eye of a cobbler's needle.
What did she say that for?
No idea. I think she was a bit batty. And I think I've had too much to drink.
Oh, then perhaps this is the right moment
For what?
to proposition you, if that is a word for it.
It very much depends on what sort of proposition you have in mind.
Oh, can't you guess?
Well, let's just say I have a sneaking suspicion.
I should never have let you go, Harriet.
Yes, well, that was a very long time ago.
But like I said, since then I've become older and grayer, and I hope a lot wiser. And the moment I saw you again, I knew that nothing had changed.
That's just the point, Gerard. Nothing has changed. Your job, my job, the long separations.
I am taking an early retirement.
What?
I'm getting out of this rather shabby and pointless way of life and opening a small but incredibly expensive restaurant in the south of France. Antibes, actually.
I see. Well, I wish you every...
And I'd like you to come with me.
Are you being serious?
Oh, no, I just say things like this for effect. It can't have come as all that much of a surprise, surely.
Of course it has. I thought the proposition you had in mind was the usual short-term one, and I was wondering how I was going to say no to you without hurting your feelings. But it's too soon, too painful to go back to square one.
But I am not asking you to go back to square one.
No, you're not, are you?
Then what's your answer?
Hello. British Embassy. Ambassador, please. Good grief, woman, you must know my voice by now. It's Major... Major Willoughby Gore. That's better. Damn foreign labour. Hello. Uncle George. It's Percy. How's Auntie Jeannie? How's her veins? Are they playing her up again? Sorry? Will I what? Oh, yes. Will I get to the point? Right. In the interests of security, I want you to run a check on a certain local frog. Yes, from the French consulate. One Monsieur Gerard Marquis. Right.
Oh, they're beautiful. They must have cost a fortune. When did they arrive?
About half an hour ago, but Harriet...
Oh, dear Gerard. It's all happened so quickly, I can hardly believe. Annie, what would you do?
I'd read this report I found on Percy's desk.
Report about what?
Not what. Whom. I'm afraid you're not going to like it.
Yes, there's going to be some changes in the old Consulata Britannica. And do you know who's going to be the new Supremo? Me, of course.
Oh,
Now, ask me why.
okay, why?
Well, I'm glad you asked me why, because now I'm going to tell you. I've just unmasked a foreign secret agent.
The foreign secret agent.
Yes, Michel. Oh, boy, do I fancy myself Marquis, who's a long-serving member of the French Secret Service.
So? Everybody in this business is a spy.
What?
Except for me, of course.
You're missing the point, Caramel. You see, according to a top-secret report from London, this very same frog was expelled from Sweden a couple of years ago for trying to compromise a local diplomat's wife. Yes, him, the Consul General's current boyfriend. Yes, I always said women were a liability in this business. They're so bloody indiscreet.
Major?
Yes.
What are you doing?
I'm looking for Bubs.
Wait. No bugs. Now, come to bed. I got to get back to the office.
Yeah, well, I didn't mean... well, what the hell? I always wanted to be in the movies.
Well, is it true, Gerard?
Of course.
So you were sent to renew our relationship in the hope that you might persuade me to supply you with secret information.
Naturally. That was my job.
I see. Well, thank you for not denying it.
Why should I deny it? I said that was my job in the past tense. But having seen you again, I could not go through with it. That is why I resigned.
You've already resigned?
And don't you believe me?
Oh, I don't know what to believe anymore.
Yes. Well, there's one sure way of finding out. Come with me to Antibes.
And then what?
We open that restaurant.
Is that all?
Isn't it enough?
Not for me, no. There's the question of your wife.
Ah. You know about her, too.
London is very thorough.
Hardly a wife, hardly a marriage. We separated after a few months.
Only separated.
Divorce is very difficult in my country.
Yes, well, it's not much fun in mine either. Why didn't you tell me?
I thought it might influence your decision.
Well, you're right. It has.
A pity. It could have worked. I'm sure it could.
Perhaps. But we'll never know now, will we? Yes?
Evening, Miss Farrington. You're working very late.
Yes, well, I had a few things to catch up on.
Before your return to the UK, presumably.
Whatever makes you think I'm returning to the UK?
A certain report from London concerning your gentleman friend. He's a French secret agent.
I know.
And your association with him has made you a very serious security risk. No.
Of course. That's why I've given him his marching orders.
Marching orders before he's had time to compromise you.
What a lovely old-fashioned word, Major. But I suppose the answer is yes.
Yes.
Or is it no? No, I have not been compromised.
But not even once. Why not? What's wrong with him, for God's sake? Bifocal, is he?
He's as normal as you are, Major.
Well, there you are. I knew there was something not quite right.
Well, let's keep to the subject, shall we?
What subject?
Security. And if I were you, I'd be very careful in the choice of your next secretary.
Next secretary? I'm very happy with the one I've got.
Had.
What?
Had in more ways than one, I imagine. Miss Fernandez is no longer with us.
You fired her?
Earlier this evening, after catching her photographing your top security files.
Yes, but you know, right? Lolita, taking photographs? I don't believe it.
Well, take that into the dark room and see what develops, as the saying goes.
Duplicity of the woman. I really thought she liked me for myself.
I really thought she liked me for myself.
What are you doing?
Notes for my report to London.
You're going to report this?
Of course, it's my duty. Just as it's your duty to report my liaison with Gérard Marquis.
You've done it on me again. From a bloody great height. You just wait and see, Senorita Farrington. My time will come, and when it does...
Oh, to be in Antibes. Now that Gérard's there.
Next week, Harriet Farrington has problems with the British Tourist Board.